right. So our boy Connor, number 2, gets the rebound. He's driving down the court, looking up. Number 4, Will, down the lane. Bro, not even close. What is, I mean, at least he made the second one, but what the hell is even that on the first attempt? My guy looks like he's trying to shoot it to the damn moon. Like the ring's right there.
Like, did he steps and he watch it back? It's like no one's even contesting that wide open lay.
Was he trying to throw himself an alley off the backboard? Like that's the only like logical explanation.
I think he was like this close to a double-double, so he was feeding the stats.
Oh yeah, he was pulling the Russ and trying to feed his stats.
I think that's what it was.
That's a good spin zone, Ryan. I like that. That's a very good spin zone.
Bro, he sold my
assist. Trying to help.
Oh my god. Yeah,
he sold my assist.
It was so wide open. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting an assist for that one. And then he just hits the backboard.
Connor was getting too close to a double-double, and Will couldn't have that. So
I was like,
make sure you fucked up his assist.
Yeah.
Good afternoon and good evening. Welcome back to another rendition of the Bros in the Berg podcast. We're recording this on a Sunday afternoon. Myself, Ryan, with my co-host, Robbie, and our executive producer and most handsome of them all, Connor Doyle.
The nicest intro I've ever received.
You know, I just feel like you earned it just this week. We'll go back to regularly scheduled programming next week.
I appreciate it.
We got to say nice things about you occasionally because you do most of the work for the podcast. Like,
when I say most of the work, a little bit. All of the work.
Robbie does some Instagram posts from time to that.
Yeah, I do some social media. I just made a post on Instagram. Fight me.
To quote Akash Krapati, he's him.
He's him. He is definitely him.
Yeah. So it's we were just talking about it, but they're saying nice things to me because it's brutally hot here and I don't want to live in Texas anymore. So I'm probably gonna come live with you, Ryan. How's that sound? I'll start banging pans around while you're trying to sleep and trying to make dinner.
Yo, I love it. Please.
I have an extra bedroom in my home here in Atlanta.
Atlanta's the worst. Atlanta is probably.
Great. I love it.
I hate Atlanta.
Atlanta's great.
To be fair, I'm kind of biased just because, the drivers are awful. And also, I've gotten really bad service multiple times in Atlanta. So I'm like.
So the key to outdoing the Atlanta drivers is to just be worse drivers than they are. That's actually the key to driving in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was cut everyone off. No regard for human life.
It's the worst driving I've ever seen. And I haven't been in New York or LA, so I can't speak on that. But in Atlanta, so far of the cities I've been to, it's by far the worst driving I've ever seen.
They're definitely more aggressive in New York, but they actually know how to drive in New York versus Atlanta. Like people legitimately don't know how to drive cars. I don't know how any of them have a license.
Yeah,
but.
Bro, it is an absolutely wild time coming from Auburn up to Atlanta. So you take I-85 and you go north. It's about an hour and a half drive. If you're not going 90 in the right lane, you're getting honked at and passed.
Yep.
It is the most aggressive thing. And the cops will not pull you over as long as you're not blowing people's doors off going over.
We were driving to the airport yesterday and we were in the HOV lane. So I had 2 people in my car. So we could be in the HOV lane. There's a car behind me that I saw only had 1 person in it, and behind them was a cop. So this person not only had 1 person in the HOV, but then also crossed double whites, so where you're not supposed to get out of the lane. And what did the cop do? Not a damn thing. They just drove right by this person and didn't stop him at all. I was like, man, there are just no rules. Absolutely no rules in this place.
It's just on the brink of anarchy on the interstates.
And that was right in the. I mean, I think part of it was it was right in the middle of the city on I-85, so 7 lanes of traffic. There's really no place to pull them over at, but still, it was okay. You just saw them do that. It was right in front of you. But
I was driving home from my friend Will's house. We put Will in the intro, so everyone knows who I'm talking about. But I was driving home from Will's house, and I was going. Ryan knows the road. It's called Peytonville, and I was. So it's kind of a long. It's a 30-mile-an-hour kind of long, windy road. And it was midnight or something, and I was driving home, and there was a car behind me, and I was actually going the speed limit 35, 37 or whatever, and I got to the stop sign finally, and I thank God I was, because it was a cop. It was right by. It was pitch black dark, and he was right behind me the whole time. I was thank God I wasn't going
You got to figure out those headlights, homie.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, I guess. I don't know. I started driving for 2 minutes on the road and I was like, is that a cop? And I didn't know. And then, by the time I got to the stop sign, I was like, yeah, that was a cop. So thank God I didn't
couple more years of you driving, you'll have all the cop headlights memorized for sure.
It's kind of difficult to drop a gear and disappear in the old Expedition.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't really drop much.
So today, Ryan, Robbie, and I have all now seen the new Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, and we're gonna review it a little bit. I think I saw it yesterday. Robbie, you saw it the day before that, if I'm correct, and Ryan, you saw it like the middle of last week.
I saw it Tuesday and was elbow deep in a bucket of popcorn and a Coke icy.
Was anyone else in the theater with you this time or no?
There's like a consistent 5 to 6 people.
That's kind of lit.
When I go see movies on Tuesdays, because Tuesdays are like $2 off all matinee tickets, which are already discounted. It's like $5, which is kind of sick.
Yeah, that's really nice.
We've been going to some like bougie movie theater in Atlanta, and like I've been to see 3 movies in the last week. Like we've just been, that's all we've been doing. Yeah. But of course, like we go to like the bougie movie theaters, so they're way more expensive, but it's worth it because they have like the full reclining seats.
Yeah.
Like you could, like you were just all the way back in the chair. So it's nice. And they have a full bar too. So
in South, like there's like 2 Cinemarks in Grapevine and like another one in Roanoke. And then there's also the new thing that they put in instead of the old Harkins Theater. They have a theater or like Evo Entertainment. All those have like the reclining seats, and each ticket is only like $8 to $10, and so I'm like, that's actually not bad for like in terms of reclining seats at all. So
and I got like the annual bucket of popcorn. It was like $20, but it's $4 to refill. I mean, it's fucking huge. it's like double the size.
An absurd amount of popcorn.
Yeah.
I am very sick about 30 minutes into the movie because I have no self-control during the previews.
So Ryan, given that you have had the most time to sit with it, what are your thoughts on the newest installment of the Thor franchise?
Well, I texted you after the movie. Yeah. How did you think my comments held up when you saw it?
I thought that your comments were mostly correct. I didn't think the plot was whack, but I could definitely see.
Call it whack.
Yeah, I think the plot was.
What were Ryan's comments?
I'll read off my comments. I have them pulled up real quick. I said, quote, plot was whack. Had some seriously funny moments. Visual scenes with the grayscale, like on the planet and stuff, were very good. And Christian Bale was phenomenal again.
Yeah.
Deserve more time on screen.
Yes.
I agree.
He's ridiculous. I need to go watch some more of his movies because I've only seen him in like the Dark Knight franchise and then this movie. But it's like I know he has a lot of other stuff, and people have said how good he is for so long. And he
like the Dark Knight is like obviously what he's, I guess, most well known for.
It's like most famous movie.
I'm sure you're gonna have some like movie head like get mad at you for saying that, because I'm sure there's some other movie that he's
American.
Better
okay,
in.
how about this?
Psycho.
He's the
mainstream.
I'm saying mainstream. I'm not
yeah.
saying. I don't think he has a very wide range of acting.
In Batman
capacity in that movie, right? Like,
let's say he's known for doing the what's it called? Where like you like become that character and then you act as them.
Method acting.
Because he has like the crazy like weight swings, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he has had a lot. Yeah.
But he was like perfectly terrifying in this movie, and like I wish like you got to see more of him actually like going out and killing the other gods. Like because like the first scene where he was in New Asgard, like teleporting through shadows and shit, like that was awesome.
Yeah,
like I wish that you'd seen more of that of him like butchering gods essentially.
But that shit's expensive. You gotta think about sometimes when you see all those like special effects and stuff like that, like how costly those do end up being just for like 10 seconds of screen time.
But I guess he said after the premiere came out that like a lot of stuff was left on like the cutting room table. Like they cut out a lot of his scenes.
Oh wow!
That they had already like filmed and stuff. I guess there's something that Marvel didn't want the movie to go too long, and I feel like a lot of Marvel movies have an issue of being longer than they need to, but this one I think could have been 30 minutes longer and been better.
Yeah. It was an hour and 59 minutes, I think was the runtime. I remember checking. And I remember thinking, oh wow, a Marvel movie under 2 hours.
Under 2 hours, yeah.
That was my thought. So it's funny you say that. I thought the reconciliation between, Jane and Thor was interesting. I didn't necessarily have a problem with how they did it. I think they did the best with what they could, obviously, given like Natalie Portman's disappearance from the franchise and them trying to explain it, but not take too long. It took like 5 or 10 minutes to kind of explain like, oh, they just fell out, kind of.
Yep.
He was saving the world. She was trying to learn more about it. And that's what happened. So
Yeah.
all in all, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there were
I
some
thought it was better than Doctor Strange.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
At least I mean, it's hard to compare them because they're such different movies.
Different,
Like
yeah.
Doctor Strange was obviously supposed to be like like more like horror type movie, and this was supposed to be like a funny, like lighthearted movie. So hard to compare, but I think it was better.
There wasn't as much like plot furthering for like the grand scheme of things, if any plot furthering in this movie. This was just a let's check in on Thor and see how he's doing kind of thing.
A classic Thor adventure.
Classic Thor adventure. That was funny.
Thor adventure.
I was really confused by the people that said go into this movie like with the pure mindset of this is a comedy movie. I didn't understand that. When I watched it, I was like, I felt like it had a lot more substance than a pure like comedy movie. And to be fair, a lot of that credit is probably due to Christian Bale and how good of a villain that he portrayed. But it's like I didn't, because I heard that so many times, and I was like, I watched it, I was like, you know, there are funny moments in it, but I'm like, this is not a pure comedy movie. Like there's some substance to this movie, and I'm like, I don't understand.
Well, I
thought Ragnarok was more of a comedy movie than this one.
Yeah,
and so I was like, yeah, I thought it was strange.
I do think the only really character development you saw though was with Christian Bale's character. Like Thor was the same. Like he didn't really change throughout the movie. Like it felt like all like you'd already learned all the lessons that he relearned in this movie. Like especially a lot of them through Ragnarok.
Yeah.
You didn't see a lot of development there. Valkyrie wasn't really all that involved in the movie either. Like she was there, but didn't really like do a whole lot other than some fighting. So I think a lot of that came from Christian Bale of it not being just a comedy movie.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny watching it because it had the obviously like the through line for Thor was like the love thing and how he's always loved Jane, and obviously that was like the exact same through line in Doctor Strange, how he had always loved what was her name? What was Strange's No, not Rachel.
It's Rachel McAdams is the actress.
What is her name?
Christine.
Christine. Yeah. And it was the same through line, but I felt like I felt like this movie handled it better, where it didn't feel as forced. And that could be because like we've only seen Christine once before, and Jane we've seen like multiple times, and like we've heard Thor mention her like pretty consistently. So that could be where it felt like more of an actual consistent character development in that sense. But I just felt like it was like at the end, whenever they're in Eternity, and Christian Bale's like gonna make his wish or whatever, and then Thor makes his speech about what you don't want, you don't want revenge, you don't want vengeance, you want love. It's like that didn't feel like cheesy or forced. Like that felt like it's something that was actually appropriate. But whereas in Doctor Strange, I felt like sometimes it felt a little, that through line felt a little forced or a little out of the story. Where in Thor, I didn't feel that way. So I thought they handled it better there, in my opinion.
I would agree. I think they kept a consistent theme about that Thor has lost all these people, and now it's like, all right, well, let's hold on to the things that we have. And that was kind of the point.
You mentioned Eternity, Connor, and I thought for a second that we were gonna get like a really well kept secret that like they were gonna see Galactus, because I thought like some of those symbols and stuff, I don't know if you noticed that, but it was like in the shape of Galactus, a couple of them. And I was like, no way. Like, this is about to get way more fucking intense.
I read something afterwards that in that kind of like little hall before you like going into the portal or whatever, you saw like the Living Tribunal was there. You saw the Watcher, like the guy from What If was like in the statues.
Oh, yeah.
So it set up a lot of those like big like galaxy type characters. And like, I guess a lot of people are saying that Eternity is usually a little more important than just someone who grants wishes. So I thought that was interesting as well. But they also set up Hercules in the first credit scene.
Thor,
I don't know the actor's name, but Roy Kent. Kent is going to be Hercules. So
then Thor, in the movie, Thor kills Zeus. You think he kills Zeus, and then in one of the post-credit scenes, it's revealed that Hercules, his son, he sends his son Hercules after him. And then I thought
Valhalla.
I thought that was a great post-credit scene. I thought that was such a good ending for her character. And there was I was actually really annoyed at this lady, because there was this lady in front of us who was like, we saw the post-credit scene, and she said to her son, she said, "Oh, you made me wait 5 minutes for that." I was like, that's a great post-credit scene. Like, that is such a good ending. And it's like, and I love
very nice, happy wrap up.
And I love that you got to see Heimdall. I love that Heimdall has a son that he has like and he's turning into his dad, basically. I really like that, because Heimdall's a great character.
Sad you didn't get to see Loki in the post-credit scene, because Loki's probably involved.
Dude, the Loki tattoo on Thor's back killed. I thought that was actually hilarious.
Thor's tattoos are fucking hysterical.
That was very funny.
I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. And then what did y'all? This is a big topic of controversy. What did y'all think of the screaming goats? Just like the
Hilarious. I laughed every single time. Like I'm gonna be when they crashed into the planet. I died. I lost it.
I thought I was gonna get annoyed, but I thought they used it really well. Like they used it in moments that you didn't expect it, and they just started screaming. I was like, that's kind of funny, actually.
The goats were,
I thought the same thing.
My favorite part is his little side buddy, the Rock. They talk about they
Korg?
like hold hands. Yeah, Korg. They hold hands over magma, and then a month later,
that was funny.
Korg.
I met a dude named Dwayne.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Korg's like, apparently we're all dead except for our faces. Just like carrying his face around like in the middle.
Korg is hilarious.
Korg is my favorite. Korg is like, not a joke, my favorite MCU character. Like I love Korg so much.
Living rock.
Him and not Infinity War Endgame was like, Thor, this kid's being a dickhead on games again.
Yeah, that's one of the best scenes. And I also love the Korg bit in this movie where he was like, "Do you think my god will be there?" And then he's like, "Oh, he's up there." It's so funny.
You see, he was sitting on a throne of scissors, which like rock paper scissors.
I didn't see that. That's really funny.
Made of rocks. Yeah, he was sitting on a throne made of scissors.
Actually hysterical.
So yeah, there were obviously a lot of funny parts of this movie. I would argue that. So I kind of separated this movie into quarters. So the first quarter really hooked me. I thought that Christian Bale's like, them showing his daughter dying and him like renouncing his god. I thought that was a great opening scene. And then they went over to like Jane and showing that she had cancer, and then her like going to New Asgard and getting Mjolnir. And I thought that was a really good scene. But then they cut it to Thor and the Guardians, and that was a scene that was really, in my opinion, really, really guilty of like campy comedy, to where there was comedy that was inappropriately inserted and not good. And so I started this movie off being like, is my least favorite part of this movie going to be Thor? Because I really don't want it to be. Because I was really interested in the other two storylines, and I'm like, I don't want my least favorite part to be Thor. But thankfully in the like back half they brought it back. But there were times, and it really was only guilty in the first half of the movie, where I thought there was campy comedy that was inappropriately inserted, and which I was like, you didn't. The Guardians were kind of pointless. I mean, I guess you could have just had a conversation where you just said, Thor eventually split away from the Guardians, but it's like
I think there's a chance it sets up Thor to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, though.
Yeah,
I think that's part of it too. Is like, okay, like we did go on some adventures together, and like if they have a big threat in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that maybe you have to bring in Thor to help too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because they're going off and like they're helping other civilizations that had their gods slayed too. So
and obviously the setup at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was Adam Warlock for the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I forgot.
They probably need Thor to help with that. So
Chris Hemsworth looked a little rough. Did you like see the same thing I did? He looked a little like not like himself. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't in like Star-Lord shape, I guess, but I don't know. He looked different.
Oh, Chris Pratt, you mean?
Yeah, excuse me, Chris Pratt, yeah.
He might be, there's a very good chance that he's doing something for another movie.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was thinking.
So,
he looks like he doesn't look fat, he looks skinnier. And like, yeah.
Well, he's probably doing this and Jurassic World at the same time.
Oh,
Jurassic World
yeah.
Also just came out. Quick side note, I wouldn't waste your money to go see that in theaters.
I heard it wasn't good.
Did you see it, Ryan? You saw it, didn't you?
Did you like it?
I love
the dinosaurs are sick, but the plot to it was like, okay.
Again, why do we keep fucking with things that are dead? I don't know.
But yeah, no, the dinosaurs were sick. Like, I mean, that's the whole reason you're going to a Jurassic World movie is to see the dinosaurs, and they were cool. But like
the dinosaur with the really long like talons, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I was like dragging them, and like the T-Rex and him like teamed up to beat
that was sick.
T-Rex.
I'm gonna call
the bigger T-Rex.
Gigasaurus.
The bigger T-Rex.
The Honkosaurus.
I was like, that went stupid.
Right. Is it sports time?
Yeah. So all in all, I think I do not understand the hate for the Thor movie. I think that it was a good Thor movie. I think that it was better, obviously, than Dark World. So I think
I didn't hear a ton of hate. I just heard it was a continuation to try to keep people kind of interested in the MCU in the middle of the dog days of summer kind of thing. Right? Yeah. It was like a little bit lighthearted at times, a little bit sad at times.
Yeah.
Didn't really further a whole lot of plot, but still like brought in some like the like really big like eternity type, Eternal type beat.
Yeah.
And the next MCU movie is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which I am not overly positive about without Chadwick Boseman, but we'll see.
I think they'll handle it well because unfortunately, like it kind of worked. It's like happened in real life. Unfortunately, like in the comics, as soon as Black Panther dies, the mantle actually does pass down to his sister, which is what they're planning to do. So it's like I think they will handle it tastefully. I think they will do a good job of it. But yeah, it's more of a question of how will Shuri, who is be as Black Panther, and that actress is very good. I've seen she plays a lot of like southerner roles in other movies. But
I've seen her in some other thing. I'm trying to remember what it was.
We saw her in she was in that movie that in Ohio that we didn't like. I can't remember what it was called.
That movie was ass. God almighty. I went to sleep.
Yeah. God, what was there was another one that I'm thinking that she was a southerner, and what was her? Oh, she was in Black Mirror. That's who I'm thinking. Yeah, she was a southerner.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, she was in the Black Museum episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's it on that movie. Now we can move into sports. Something around the corner that Ryan, Robbie, and I are involved in, fantasy football. And I cannot tell you how much we've waited for this, how much we're excited to talk about this, because obviously this all comes out around the same time, fantasy football, college football. And we started the podcast during January of this year, so we finally get to talk about this kind of stuff. It's coming.
Fantasy takes up so much of my time.
It's so bad.
Absolutely no reason.
So bad. You just stare at your team sometimes.
About my players on my
team. Just sit there and you check waivers 3 times a day, like someone else is gonna pop up that you want, but you never know.
Oh look, Derrick Henry's on waivers. you're just like,
what idiot.
So fantasy football around the corner. Ryan, Robbie, and I are involved in the league, and I have a little segment that I want to play with you guys called Draft or Pass, where I'm going to present.
I'm just trying to get inside info on our draft.
That's what I'm thinking.
He already texted me and Ryan this week asking who our favorite players were to draft. We were going to tell him.
Connor, let me just show you my Excel spreadsheet that I already have put together.
Yeah.
Well, we are drafting a little differently, given that we're doing a dynasty league as opposed to a normal league. For those of you that don't know, a normal league, you just draft, the best players that you want from each year. We're doing a dynasty league, which means that feasibly that we're going to hope that this is a continuation. So basically, you're operating like an actual NFL team, where you wanted to draft the best players possible, but also as young as possible, because you're operating, like an actual team. So I have a few players that you can either draft or pass on, and we can come to each of you guys. So the first one, Christian McCaffrey.
Where am I drafting him?
Yeah.
This is the issue with this, right? It's no, I'm probably not going to spend a first round pick on him. It depends how deep in the first round I am.
Mm-hmm.
But he's probably also not going to make it out of the first round.
Yeah. So somebody will take a flyer on him.
It also comes down to how much you trust Matt Rule. I think it has nothing to do with Christian McCaffrey. I think it comes down to, do you think that the Panthers will actually load manage Christian McCaffrey, or are they going to feed him the ball 30 times a game and he's going to get hurt in week 7 again?
Yeah. Yeah. Most of these are dependent.
I'm going to pass just because I don't need double the sadness in my life when he goes down for the Panthers and ruins our season and ruins my fantasy team season. I will pass.
Number 2, Joe Mixon.
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna pass, but I'm gonna end up drafting.
He was
just like every year.
He was running back 4 or 5 last year. We
have no problem with what he was last year. It was a previous.
You're like, he's like, you always want to trust Joe Mixon, but then when you draft him, you're like, I can't.
And the Bengals are going to throw the ball a ton because Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. So will Mixon get his touches is probably what you're more worried about versus his actual performance.
Yeah. I mean, he did last year, and I think they saw at least by the back half of the season, they saw the potential that Jamar had and all the the Higgins and Boyd, and so it's like, I think he will, but I don't know if he'll be as good as running back 4, but
yeah. And he'll be an every down back. So the only other back they have is Samaje Perine, who pretty much only comes in when Mixon gets hurt.
Yeah.
Because Mixon can catch the ball out of the backfield. And
I'm gonna say draft. Fuck it. I think that air raid offense opens up the front 7 enough where he'll be, like in Robbie said, he's an every down back. As long as he stays healthy, Like, I think he'll be a first round caliber, like production,
Yep.
or a
Mhm.
second round caliber. I don't know. Is he?
I think he'll finish the season as an RB1. I think he'll finish in the top 10.
He's
Yeah,
going
I-
in.
that's-
He's going in the second right now. He's going in the second round
I
right
think
now.
that's. I was like,
That's
first
pretty good
round
value
seems
in
a
the
bit
second.
high, but
Well-
second.
Well, like I
seems
said,
value.
I'm basing everything in my head off Dynasty ADP, but I still think.
How old is he?
20. God, he's like 27, something like that. I thought he was around there.
Getting up there.
Yeah, he's getting up there. But
Oh,
also,
getting
like
up there.
running backs have such a short shelf life.
Most of the really good ones right now are like around 27, 28, 26.
He's
maybe.
at the age. Once you get in your late 20s as a running back, if you have one major injury, you're done for.
Yeah, it's not
Like
great.
when they get up in that age range.
That's why, yeah, McCaffrey's 25, 26, so it's like if he gets...
And it
Oh,
has
oh
so
no, I'm
many
sorry, no.
miles on him.
Mixon's 25. Mixon's younger. I thought he was. Never
Really?
mind. Yeah,
Joe Mixon is only a year older than us.
that's wild, bro.
Luca's younger than me. I just,
I know. I was like, I know when they get up there in age, like Ryan and I
Yeah.
aren't also getting up there in age.
Drake
I
London,
think I'm in my prime.
you know the Falcons receiver that just got drafted, Drake London?
Yeah.
I'm the same age as him. He's 20. That's so depressing. That's so sad.
Welcome. This will happen every year.
Yeah, just wait till you're a senior in college and you're watching Oklahoma State and you're like, wait, all those guys are
Okay,
younger
yeah,
now.
that's
Yeah.
nuts.
And here I am, absolutely housing a 12-pack of beer.
The next one, Ezekiel Elliott.
No. For
Bro,
reasons similar to Robbie, but also
In,
like,
Dynasty, he's
not
going in
the
like the
best running
5th
back on
round.
this team.
Damn, you a Pollard fanboy.
I was saying that Tony Pollard is your problem with Ezekiel Elliott, like Ryan was gonna say. Pollard's gonna take more touches from him.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be more split, but I still think that Zeke is gonna be the lead back. But I guess it depends on if Pollard plays consistently. They might start splitting more 50-50, but I guess we'll see.
Is our Dynasty League PPR?
Yeah,
Better be.
yeah. Wow, that would be awful.
Which
to
I
win.
feel like listen,
Non-PPR is
I don't know what
terrible.
weird rule-
Don't play non-PPR.
Your friends love some weird rules.
Yeah, they do
Connor.
like
I could
some weird-
totally
I get
see
it.
one of them being like, let's do half PPR. Like, go
No.
away.
The only big thing that they wanted was like no kicker. They hate kickers. So it's like, all right, because they're
Dude,
so
kickers are so much fun.
they're so sporadic though. That's why it's like there's
Exactly.
there's no
Random.
strategy to it. Yeah.
It's like
They-
Robbie gambling on hockey.
I know hockey.
Damn. No, you gamble. It's like Robbie gambling on baseball.
No, it's like me gambling on golf. Golf is a total crapshoot.
Yeah,
And you played the sport.
Yeah.
I went to the driving range the other day.
How'd you hit it?
So my first 25 were absolutely abysmal. Like
Mhm.
I don't understand how that happens. Where the warm up period is so bad, and then all of a sudden you can just like hit the ball. Like I don't.
Also,
get
those
that.
clubs are too long for you.
Are they?
Yeah.
I was hitting it pretty well actually when I got warmed up, but yeah, it did take me a while.
Speaking of golf, quick Open Championship update for you. Cameron Smith has birdied 5 straight holes, take the lead
Damn.
over Rory McIlroy by 1 shot. He's at
Me.
19 under. Rory's at 18, and then Cameron Young is at 17 under. They all
These
are through the
motherfuckers
14th
are
holes. They got 4 holes left.
18 under par. Is it 3 or 4 rounds?
4 rounds.
There's your
The lowest score
there's your
to
live
par
update.
in an Open Championship ever is 19 under. So Cameron Smith is there to like tie the record for the lowest score to par. In
It's just the
Open
weather
Championship.
conditions really good this weekend. I haven't really been watching.
St. Andrews is just not an overly difficult course. Like it's got the history to it, and like there's obviously things about it that are difficult, but for today's golfers, it's just not that big of a challenge. Because
Yeah.
like the 19 under was at St. Andrews by Nick Faldo.
Continuing on the drafter pass, Saquon Barkley.
Pass.
That's an interesting one.
Pass. Daniel
That's what-
Jones is still the quarterback. Pass.
That, but he's not a receiving back. He's more of a workhorse.
But if your quarterback can't throw the ball downfield, I'm just going to put 7 dudes in
Yeah.
the box, and then
True.
Saquon can't run. So who cares?
Can I get Saquon at RB2?
If I could get Saquon in the 3rd round or later, I'm there. I'm not drafting him.
I would
any
agree.
earlier than that.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
would
going in Dynasty at least. His ADP is third, 4th.
That's somewhat
That's
surprising because he's
reasonable.
pretty young. Like he's
Yeah,
not
he
been in the
is.
league that long.
But I mean, if the Giants can acquire some kind of a grip and get him some help,
Saquon's been in the league 4 years, I think.
I hate to say this to y'all, but I'm pretty sure that Saquon Barkley is the same age as Joe Mixon. Yeah, they're both 25.
Yeah, so I was right about
Yeah.
4 years in the league.
It feels like Mixon's just been there longer. Like it's just some of those players have that vibe where they feel like they've been in the league
Mixon,
forever.
I think Mixon was young coming out of college too. Like I think he got
Yeah.
drafted at 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Ryan. Saquon Barkley's kind of a weird one where it's like you might spring on him if it's like third,
He's
fourth.
so talented, but like the Giants are just their offense is bad.
Yeah.
Just really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
like he's just caught the injury bug because they've leaned so heavily on him. And
And the problem is it's all bad injuries for running backs. It's his hamstrings and like his legs, and it's everything that he needs to be explosive. And that's
and with Dynasty especially, it's like, man, I don't want to take a flyer on a guy who's on a shitty team who's already been
can't
like,
stay
hurt.
healthy. Yeah.
Yep. Next, Michael Thomas
God,
coming back this year. Apparently,
is he? Like, is it confirmed to be playing?
Yeah, he's confirmed to be playing. He's wide receiver 1 on the Saints.
I'd probably draft.
I mean, there's no,
dude. Jameis Winston can sling that rock.
That's my thought too. That's my thought.
He can throw a slam.
And they're not gonna have Kamara. They're not gonna have Kamara for at least a couple games.
Yeah,
you need to be asking these questions with like their ADP.
Michael Thomas is going in terms of dynasty. Like pick 90, so what? It's round 7, 8, 9. He's going really late.
Definitely, I would take a flyer on Michael Thomas in the 8th or 9th round.
No, yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, his ADP is like.
Well,
really
that
low.
puts you as like wide receiver 2, maybe flex range.
I think he's
that's your flex range.
Yeah, that's 100% worth for a flex. That's what I did last year. Like because he was out for the first. Shit, I did it last year when he was out for the first 8 weeks, and I still drafted him as my first bench player.
Yep.
Just because he can get that production, being slanty boy.
The next one with the
slant boy.
Next one with the precedent of he is getting a suspension of 6 games. DeAndre Hopkins.
Such a stupid suspension.
Suspended.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Okay,
let's think about this. So he's out for the first 6 games, which are the only games of the year that the Cardinals are actually a good football team.
And
but his ADP is around
where Michael Thomas is.
Dynasty draft. What do we? What?
Is it weird that I might rather have Michael Thomas than DeAndre Hopkins?
Yes. Yes.
How old is D-Hop now?
You do you. He's older than Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas is like 29.
D-Hop is... Shit, is D-Hop in his 30s?
Michael Thomas really 29?
Yeah, he's 29.
D-Hop is easily in his 30s.
D-Hop is 30. So he's only a year older than Michael Thomas.
I would have thought Michael Thomas was like 27, 28.
Michael Thomas is 29. Yeah, D-Hop's 30. So it's like not that big of a difference. But yeah.
So he's out for the first 6 games, you said?
Yeah, he's out for the first 6. He might have.
6th round?
So he didn't have a great year last year either, though.
Some of the other Cardinals players really like started playing a lot better.
Who else did they? Didn't they get someone else a receiver this offseason?
They got Ertz as the tight end.
Ertz is the tight end.
You talking about last season or like who they just got? No, they just got Marquise Brown.
Marquise Brown, yeah, Hollywood.
They have Rondale Moore, who had a great rookie campaign.
Mm-hmm.
You got Christian Kirk.
No, he's on Jacksonville.
Oh,
he got paid that bag to Jacksonville. Remember, it was like way too much money.
All those fucking players that went to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville and overpaying for mediocre talent. Name a better duo. Honestly,
that just gave me one for this Travis Etienne.
He didn't play.
I know, but are you where you think he's going in?
He's not James Robinson, and so here's the thing. I think
he's not starting.
If Urban Meyer was still there, I think Travis Etienne would have been starting because for some reason Urban Meyer had a hate boner for James Robinson. What
was the problem? I don't. Yeah.
Without Urban Meyer there, I feel like James Robinson is going to be your starting running back.
Currently on the depth chart, Travis Etienne is running back 1.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would almost rather
Jacksonville, man. It's a dumpster fire.
Hey, they got Trevor. Trevor Lawrence.
I think Lawrence will take a step up this year. I do. I think he'll be better.
He has to. He was in the shitter.
He was pretty bad.
I think Lawrence is worth a your backup quarterback super late draft pick for a backup.
For like a young guy that can develop.
Yeah, no shit.
Yep.
He's I forgot player in Dynasty.
I wasn't even talking about Dynasty wise. I just mean in general. I think any draft, I think he's worth a flyer late in the round, but especially Dynasty. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and someone that's going really late that is super. I mean, Tua's going really late in these drafts, and he has such a powerhouse offense now. And I think he's a good enough quarterback to where he can make it work. So it's like.
It's so funny how much shit Tyreek Hill is talking about Tua though. They were on his podcast.
No, I thought it was about Mahomes. He was talking about shit.
Well, no, he also they were on his podcast the other day, and they were talking about how Tua keeps underthrowing Tyreek Hill because he's so fucking fast, and Tua has a noodle for an arm.
Damn, I thought
Tyreek said 26 though. That's all I fucking.
Didn't Tyreek say something about him have like Tua being the most accurate quarterback he's ever had. That's like a shot to Mahomes.
I think he did say that.
It was like a month ago.
But he was also got a noodle arm. All right. You do you, Tyreek.
And
just try not to beat anyone.
No, the noodle arm comment was my comment.
That was right.
Say that.
And the last player on this section, Brandon Ayuk, the Niners receiver.
Oof.
It's if you, because obviously earlier in the season, for those of you that don't know, earlier in the offseason, Deebo Samuel requested a trade from the 49ers that was not fulfilled. So he's still under contract with the 49ers, but obviously didn't really want to play for the 49ers. So it's kind of like, will Deebo return to that, running back receiver hybrid role that he was in last year? Will they start involving Brandon Ayuk more? Because keep in mind that last year they were still switching between Jimmy G and Trey Lance, and now Trey Lance is the solidified quarterback one. So it's like it's different.
I love Jimmy G.
He's so handsome, bro.
He's so handsome.
He's so handsome.
I don't know, with Ayuk, like I feel like Lance is gonna pick like one receiver to throw the ball to. Like I feel like that's just what young quarterbacks do. Like they're gonna feed someone that they're comfortable with, and I have a feeling that player is gonna be Deebo Samuel.
Yeah,
not Brandon.
And
you still have Kittle, and like I
can't imagine.
I keep forgetting about George Kittle.
I can't imagine Ayuk is thrilled with the situation after being the wide receiver one, and then all of a sudden like that goes by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I would pass on Ayuk. I think there's better wide receiver twos on teams that you can pick up. Yeah.
So some more. We're gonna move on from that segment into some more NFL news. Robbie has a rant prepared on this. So Baker Mayfield has ended up on the Carolina Panthers. A trade with the Cleveland Browns, a conditional 5th round pick, and some money. And the Panthers have ended up with Baker Mayfield, who I'm assuming is going to become their starting quarterback. Who should become their starting quarterback?
They're doing a quarterback competition, which is stupid because.
So Matt Corral can sit on the damn sideline and watch Baker sling it.
No, it's not. Matt Corral's not even in it. It's Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in a quarterback competition.
That's hysterical. Sam Darnold couldn't even keep a Jets job.
To be fair, remember how good Sam Darnold was for 4 games last year, and then he tanked.
3. It was not 4.
Was it 4?
It's the happiest I've ever been in my life.
They ran into the Cowboys and got butt fucked, and then the whole season went by the wayside.
Yeah, he went full Cam Darnold for like 3 games, had like 4 rushing touchdowns.
He led the league in rushing touchdowns for the first 2 weeks of the season.
Cam Darnold.
Everyone is like,
that.
Who is this man?
Football
wise, like obviously Baker Mayfield is better than Sam Darnold.
This is correct. Yes,
I don't think it's even close. Anyone who says differently is just a Baker hater, and I won't tolerate it.
Yeah.
Yo, Baker jersey. Shout out to Baker.
Does Baker Mayfield really like move the needle for the Panthers that much? Like, probably not. But if you don't think I'm going to sit here and convince myself that the Panthers are now a dark horse Super Bowl contender with Baker Mayfield,
Robbie,
you are incorrect. And here's why. Here's why sports is the greatest thing on the planet.
God.
Because no matter what, you're going to convince yourself, man, my team like realistically probably isn't going to make the playoffs. But if all of these things happen, I think we could win a Super Bowl. And that's the best thing about sports is the hope that you always have, no matter if it's realistic or not, that your team is going to be better than you expect.
Like the Bucks could suck, if Tom Brady's,
dies.
Fucking blender explodes while he's trying to make a smoothie. I don't know.
Maybe Baker Mayfield gets given one of those like little pills from that movie that makes you like super focused and like you can see everything going on. He just turns into this elite quarterback.
Adderall, yeah.
It's the hope that kills you guys. It's the hope that kills you.
What did the Panthers end up going 5-12 last year?
I don't think we even won. I think we won 4 and.
Oh my God, you win 3 straight to start the season and then like win 1 the rest of the way.
Yeah,
we
might have won 5 games.
I was going to give you the 5-12.
Let's see. I can look up.
It wasn't good, Jim. It was not good.
Not sniffing a playoff spot. That's for sure.
So the Carolina Panthers went 5-12 last year.
There it is.
2-6 at home, 3-6 on the road.
Yeah,
keep in mind
road.
Keep in mind that the first 3 teams we beat were like the Jets, the Texans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you lost your last 7 straight.
Yeah,
yes.
I was at the most recent Panthers win. I was there. We beat the Falcons on Halloween.
Oh my God, I remember that. It was the shitter bowl,
bro. Yeah,
it was such a bad game. It was so Sam Darnold got concussed. So like, who's our backup quarterback? Like, do we still have Kyle Allen? Did Kyle Allen come in that game? I don't even remember.
Lord,
it was bad. It was really bad.
Oh man, that was
God.
golly, and yeah, the Falcons now with their starting quarterback Marcus Mariota. So I guess we'll see how that works out.
Oh.
But
Falcons tickets are going to be
He was
dirt
back-
cheap
dude, the
this year.
Falcons
He
are in
was
the
backing up
trenches.
Carr in
Bro, the Falcons are in
Oakland
the
in Las Vegas. Holy
trenches.
shit!
Dude, you know
so
what sucks
bad.
is that I was looking at the Falcons schedule. They don't even have any like good home games of like teams you would want to see. Like you can see
Yeah.
Tom Brady, but you can see Tom Brady in Atlanta every year. But it's like
Yeah.
all of their like home games against the AFC are garbage.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go watch Marcus Mariota and like whoever and like Trevor Lawrence battle it out. Like I have absolutely no interest in it.
Just watch Mariota throw it up to Pitts and say "fuck it." Hopefully
Yeah,
he's
no,
down
literally.
there.
And Drake
that's
London.
it.
Drake London. Well, to be fair to them,
And
like
Drake London.
it's a pure rebuilding thing because they're old. So in terms of like the top 3 receivers, their oldest receiver is 24. Like it's 24, 23, 20, and Pitts is 21. So it's such a young receiving core. So it's like a lot
And
of
Mariota.
rebuilding. And Mariota.
They're just gonna get practice
Ryan.
running routes out there while Mariota's running for his godforsain life. What?
We're still
Dude,
gonna get drunk at Mercedes at least once this football season, though, right?
Oh no! Anyways,
Hey,
So-
the most reasonably priced beer of any stadium I've ever been to.
yeah,
in my
well
life.
that's a given. And they have Chick-fil-A on fucking Sundays.
that's kind of
Yeah.
hype.
Elite.
It's elite.
Elite.
So yeah,
They also have $2 hot dogs. We got some of the
That's
Lightning
a
United
dub.
game. $2 glizzies.
in other NFL news, because Robbie's done with the Baker thing, the Kansas City Chiefs have
I
franchise.
love you, Baker. Sorry.
the
Wait, hold
Kansas-
on, Connor, real quick. I forgot to
Oh,
bring this up.
God.
Do you? The Panthers ran CMC into the ground. Do you think they're going to do that to Baker if he's not fully healed?
Imagine. Oh my
Baker-
god.
Baker doesn't let himself come out of the game. Like he was hurt last year, and the Browns are like, "Hey man, maybe you
Dude,
should
no,
sit."
I
He's
think
like,
that was
"Nah,
the.
I
Oh,
got this."
no,
I
don't
think that was just
so.
terrible
I think that was
mismanagement by the
the. Yeah,
Browns.
I don't think that was Baker.
No, it was Baker. Like they came out reports like the Browns told him to sit, and Baker said, "Nah, fuck it, we ball," and just kept playing.
That's football player right there.
There's that underdog fucking mentality, man.
Yeah, it is that giant chip on his shoulder.
Literally an entire broken leg and just throwing
Yo.
the ball out of there.
Go ahead and lock in Baker 300 plus yards and 4 plus touchdowns week 1 though against the Browns.
Connor, I need the video.
Chip on.
Is that
I need the
what?
video right here in
Yes.
editing. Of Baker Mayfield getting tackled by that Fayetteville police officer, please.
Oh yeah, that's a classic video.
All right.
Yeah, no, week 1 Browns at Panthers. Baker.
I didn't realize that was a week 1. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Chip on his shoulder. Baker is an elite quarterback, so he's gonna go off week 1.
I'm gonna have to get my bookie Dave to get the funds set up.
Yeah, for sure.
In other NFL news, the Kansas City Chiefs have franchised their left tackle Orlando Brown Jr. after failing to reach a contract agreement. Obviously, that was the left tackle that was integral in their Super Bowl loss to the Buccaneers. Whenever he had, I think he was one of the ones who had COVID, and they had to use like their third string. So obviously, a very good player for the Chiefs. So Mahomes doesn't have to run for his life. Julio Jones might end up on the Green Bay Packers. That is the primary destination right now. Obviously, a little older. The Cowboys apparently are also in contention for landing Julio Jones. And I think the Titans. No, not the Titans. I know he was on the Titans.
He just left that franchise.
Yeah.
You
But,
want Julio Jones at this point?
On the Cowboys.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, like, what
Is
price?
he a free
At
agent?
what price?
Yeah, he's a free
At what
agent.
price is Julio worth it? Right?
Minimum.
Because like he's gonna want a lot of money.
No,
No,
not a
isn't it?
vet.
Yeah,
He's
no.
worth more than a vet
I know,
minimum.
but
He's
I
still
don't
like I think he's still a capable wide receiver too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But
Like
we have,
Julio's
what's-
gonna want wide receiver 1 money, and
Of course.
I don't think he needs wide
We have
receiver.
C-
1
we have
money.
CeeDee
He's
Lamb.
not worth that right now.
we have
Right.
CeeDee Lamb. We don't need him. Yeah, we don't
What
need
did
him.
Christian Kirk get paid? Less than that.
Way too much. Yeah.
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 This is true.
Yeah.
What
so-
did Robert Woods get from the Titans? Somewhere around that number. That felt like a reasonable contract.
Yeah. Well, he also is coming off an ACL tear, so it's like that's a little different.
Well,
he's
Julio's
only-
coming off
he's
of
only
being a
gonna be-
bum for 2 seasons. So
Yeah, but fucking Tannehill is so bad. He's so
you're just like that because he was on your fantasy team
Tannehill-
last year.
Tannehill and Kirk Cousins have fucking coffee every Monday morning and discuss how they could be more mediocre in the NFL.
They are the
I
most
mean,
likely.
dude, I heard a fun
man.
Kirk Cousins fact the other day. You guys want to hear this one?
Of course.
There's only 2
Please.
quarterbacks in NFL history that have started over 100 games and have exactly a 500 record.
No, Kirk
One of them
Cousins.
is Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
Do you know who the other one is?
I really want to
500
say
record.
Tony Romo, but
it might
No.
be. No,
Eli Manning.
Oh,
yeah, that
God.
tracks. Yeah,
Yep.
You mean Tom Brady's
really
father?
does.
Tom Brady's literal dad.
I mean, he's an
Sons
elite
him.
quarterback if he's playing the Patriots. But
Like
outside
Tom
of
Brady.
I see Eli Manning and Eli and Peyton switched spots somehow, and Peyton's son Tom in those 2 Super Bowls. I'm fully believing that.
but Peyton's brain couldn't fit in Eli's head. Eli doesn't have a big enough forehead for that.
Damn.
Peyton does have a fucking ginormous
Yes.
forehead, and that is
So-
coming from
so
two
do
dudes
we.
with enormous craniums.
with the big domes. Yeah.
Good God. Yeah.
Anyways,
In other NFL news, a little bit more serious topic. Deshaun Watson has settled all claims and allegations against him. At this point, we are assuming that the NFL is still going to slap him with a suspension, probably a full season.
It's going to be 4 to 6 games, and that is way too little. The last
God
report I heard was
dang.
4 to
classic
6.
NFL, baby.
It's been kept under
Keep
wraps.
in mind, they suspended Calvin Ridley for an entire year for gambling less than $1,000 on NFL games.
But that wasn't even playing
Deshaun
it.
Watson was accused of sexually assaulting 30 women. We're going to give him 4 to 6 games.
Yeah.
Classic
Tracks
NFL.
Tracks for the NFL.
Classic NFL.
Good job, Goodell. Really sticking it to him.
Ryan and I were when we were in Ohio, went to the Football Hall of Fame, and we saw Goodell. We both groaned when we saw his section of the Hall of Fame. We're like, this guy.
Bro, the NFL is like one of the biggest leagues in the world, and it's run by a goddamn clown.
Yeah.
We need to get Goodell clown t-shirts for the pod.
Please.
As we've discussed previously on this podcast, like the other, besides the MLB, like the NBA and NHL has great commissioners. Like they've done really well for the sport, and the commissioner before Goodell was pretty good too.
It is sad that somehow Manfred might be worse than Goodell.
Yeah.
Like that is really sad.
is-
'cause
that
Goodell
that
sucks,
bar
but
is
Manfred,
Holy bar in hell.
like
good God.
Goodell. Well, Goodell has the easiest job because like the NFL is always going to be popular. Like it's the
Yes.
most popular American sport. Manfred is just making baseball worse. Like
Yes.
no one who watches baseball now. Like I mean,
Watching regular
like-
season baseball blows.
but again, why the hell are they playing 162 games?
Yeah.
Why?
Why is there no salary cap? Why? Yeah, it's just, it's the worst.
Why are we letting the Astros get away with cheating? Anyways.
Yeah,
Well, at
literally.
least in baseball, you can just go and fucking throw balls at people's heads for cheating. I really do love that about the sport. Like, if I don't like you, there's nothing stopping me. And the whole stadium knows it, that you're about to get the ball to the head.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you'll get ejected from that game and then you're back. Like,
Yeah, because, again, the commissioner is a pussy. And
Damn.
you'll get suspended for a game, maybe 2.
No, if you throw the Astros head, I don't think you should be suspended at all.
Ryan's never getting attended.
That's warranted.
I have 100% thrown at kids
Damn.
playing baseball. 100%. I think I might have missed them.
But you scared them. That's what matters.
Yeah, I fucking threw the ball a foot behind him.
Given that we're on the baseball, do you guys want to go into the 2 baseball headlines I have since you guys are talking about it?
Sure.
So Juan Soto has rejected a 15-year, $440 million offer from the Washington Nationals, which would have been the biggest contract in MLB history, but he turned it down. Holy crap, that's a lot of money.
Because you want to know why?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because he doesn't want to end up like Mike Trout. Just
Yeah.
soulless in the eyes, watching fly balls go over his head all
Soulless in
game.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. $440 million.
Turned
But the thing is, like,
down.
he might be able to get like a $500 million in
Which
free
is,
agency.
I know. Ooh.
Like,
Yeah, if that's the Nationals offering that, what do you think the Yankees or the Dodgers will fucking pay him?
yeah, the Yankees are gonna back up the freaking Brinks truck.
Oh, it's absurd.
But also, like, in his defense, like, I'm not sure like why you'd want to sign a 14-year contract because
It's a
salary is
it's a
gonna
long
keep
time.
going up.
Yeah.
Why would you not sign like a 6 or 7 year contract, knowing that you'll still be in your prime in 6 or 7 years and get an even bigger contract?
It's
Yeah.
been interesting seeing the different trains of thought on that because it happened in the NFL too with Mahomes signing the mega
Yeah.
like 10-year deal or whatever, and by like year 8 or whatever, that's going to be a pretty average going rate for an elite NFL quarterback, right? So
Mhm.
it's like it was a pretty good deal for the Chiefs, but it was also like guaranteed Mahomes was going to get his money kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I feel like
So-
football, like, you're so much more likely to get injured than you are in baseball, especially as like a batter in baseball. Pitchers are different because pitchers, I mean, your arm can go out whenever, I feel like. But like as an outfielder, as a batter, like, yeah, you can start slumping some, but you're never going to get hurt necessarily. So if you believe in yourself to like keep playing the game at a high level, like,
Believe in yourself.
as you know, reason. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
and-
15 years is a long time, and like he's an elite player, and he's
Yeah.
like in his early to mid 20s.
And the Nationals have no ability to build around him. Right?
Yeah.
Like they're not going to get better anytime soon.
Yep.
Yep. And the other, homage to the MLB commissioner, apparently the MLB is to pay $185 million in settlement with minor league players over minimum wage and overtime allegations.
Not enough. Not enough.
It's just not.
Opinion. It's not. Knowing how many kids I played with that went and fucked around in the farm system, they made nothing. They want to go chase the dream, and I'm like, all power to you, because I know they came from families that could support them financially while they went to go chase the dream, right?
Yep.
They get paid like $5 an hour, if that.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And they live on the road, and they like home with random families that support the ball clubs, and it's just not a good situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, is like you're only getting paid for like actual team related activities, but you have to be practicing a lot outside of team related activities to be a good baseball player.
Yes. And you're paying
spending
for like
a lot of time.
Yeah. Paying for your travel, a lot of the travel, like obviously you're on the bus and stuff, but other than that, you're paying for some of the other travel stuff, some like accommodation. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And they still
see the go ahead, Ryan.
And they still play like at a very similar frequency to these MLB teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just.
Did you see the Dodger Stadium workers almost went on strike for the All-Star game?
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. They got it figured out this week. I don't think they've agreed on a contract yet. But they were threatening to go on strike for the All-Star game if they didn't. I think it was like some hazard pay stuff and also just higher wages for the ballpark workers. So they are All-Star game's on track. They're going to work it, but they threatened to go on strike if Dodger Stadium didn't make some changes.
There you go. Unions.
Yep.
Yeah. So moving on a little bit. So something else around the corner along fantasy football. We got another favorite topic of ours. College football is around the is around the corner.
Roll Tide.
Let's throw some predictions in there. Obviously, this is kind of the last quote unquote normal year before all the conferences start to blow up. Obviously, USC and UCLA have already moved over, but UT and Texas are going to probably move over next year, and then all the other 4 teams come to the Big 12. So this is kind of the last year of the football we've known for the last decade, kind of the college football we've known for the last decade. Obviously, CFP, there have been no changes as of right now, so 4 teams in the CFP.
Clowns.
Yeah, I know. 4 teams in the CFP. What are we thinking? Do you guys have any specific college football predictions for this year?
Here's a hot take. Alabama makes it top 4 again.
Yeah, good call.
Wow.
There it is.
That is bold.
That is bold.
I got one. None of the first-year coaches will finish in the top 10. So Lincoln Riley, Brent Venables. I feel like there's another one I'm missing. Mario Cristobal, Miami. I don't think any of them will finish in the top 10.
Look at this,
look at this genius.
Non-casual. Holy shit.
He's not a casual.
My absolute favorite sport ever.
What does Lincoln Riley go at USC? First year. Nice little 7-5, Johnson.
What's his schedule like? All right, first game. I'll read you out one by one. You can tell me if it's a win-loss for Lincoln Riley and the USC Trojans. Rice.
Win.
Dub.
Stanford.
Win.
Yeah,
close
Stanford
though. Is it in Palo Alto or in Los Angeles?
In Stanford. Or at Stanford, excuse me.
You'll be spooky.
Still a win.
Fresno,
the tree is scary, but he's not that scary.
Fresno State.
Win.
Oregon State.
Win.
At
Oregon State for some reason has USC. Oh, it's in Corvallis. Loss.
Oh,
the Beavs are a little spooky.
Is it a weekday game by any chance? USC is physically incapable of winning like a Thursday or Friday night game.
Holy caveats! Like, good God.
No, dude,
it's on Saturday.
Okay, but growing up a USC fan, Mark Sanchez and the fellows rolled into Corvallis, number 1 ranked in the country, looking like the best team in the country, and got beat by Jaquiz Rogers and the gang. Quiz, dude. Him and his brother absolutely destroyed Mark Sanchez and USC. It was awful. Anyways, that will look into my childhood.
Arizona State.
Win. Herm Edwards is not a great
Herm Edwards is fucking awful.
Washington State.
Win.
Loss.
Oh,
Wazoo.
Wazoo. No, I'm pretty sure it's in LA because they just played it.
It's in LA.
Like a year or two ago.
That's a loss.
Win. Okay.
Spooky.
Wait, how did USC pull Washington State and Oregon State from the north? That's such a cop out.
Utah.
That's a loss.
In Salt Lake.
At Utah.
Oh no, loss. Yeah.
That's a loss regardless of where it's at. Utah's good.
Arizona.
Win. Arizona's so bad.
Damn.
Arizona's probably going to go like 1-11 this year.
Cal.
Win. Also, another really bad football program at the moment.
Colorado.
Loss.
Like Sharman's schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They somehow
they're
didn't
not in the- they're
Oregon
not in the
or
Big Ten
Washington.
yet. Yeah.
Jesus.
So the thing is, like, they're locked into playing Cal and Stanford from the North every year because that was like part of the deal of them splitting up like the California schools and the divisions.
Yeah.
And so then they rotate between like Washington, Oregon State, and Washington State. And so the years they pull Washington State and Oregon State, it's like a literal cakewalk.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds real cushy.
Yeah.
UCLA at UCLA.
Win. Chip Kelly's a bum.
And then the last one at this point in time, Notre Dame at USC.
Lost.
Walking L.
Yeah, big L. I think I have them like 9 and
3.
Yeah.
I was gonna give them an 8-4 just because I have absolutely no faith in the program. But
I think they
Well,
lose.
like,
I think you're right. I think they lose.
Lincoln
I think
Riley-
Utah and Notre Dame are pretty much locks for a loss.
Bro, y'all say that, but Lincoln Riley brought like the entirety of the Oklahoma roster with him. The USC.
Well, I will believe it when I see it. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll give
It's
you
like
that.
Texas.
Yeah.
It's like Texas.
Yeah.
And I still haven't seen shit from them. So
Given that you guys are the SEC boys, can you guys give me your SEC, just maybe the top few teams from the SEC or the people that come out of the SEC West, SEC East? What do y'all think?
Vanderbilt is still not back. They're working on it.
They're working on it.
I think I brought up my SEC hot take a couple weeks ago, but I think South Carolina finishes as the second best team in the SEC East.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
was
Behind Georgia.
Yep.
I think Georgia still wins the East, but I think they drop a game in the regular season this year. I don't think they're going to be nearly as good. They lost so much on defense.
Here's my take, right? Kentucky beats Georgia at home.
Whoa.
Okay, I like that.
Dang.
Do you think
Kentucky
Kentucky's
gave
going to
them a
be
run
above
for
South
their-
Carolina?
I think it's going to be close. Kentucky gave Georgia a run for their money last year in Athens, and Kentucky has just been getting better and better with Stoops. I think Kentucky in the next 5 years wins the SEC like
Love
that.
it. I'm here for it.
And beats
Go
Georgia
Cats.
in Lexington this year. Lock it
Go
in.
Cats.
Love Kentucky fans. Great folks
I think
up there.
I think the East is much more competitive this year because I think Florida's got to figure it out eventually, don't they?
I mean,
like I say that like they didn't go to the SEC championship like 2 years ago, but like still,
you'd think they would be a little bit better.
yeah.
They were playing really well, and then they ran into us last year, and then like the wheels fell off, and they almost beat us.
Yeah,
I think they lost. Like,
they should have
straight.
won. They should have won that game too. They definitely
Yes.
should have beaten us in the swamp.
You guys
For
want
the West? Alabama wins the West.
Yeah.
I think A&M. I think A&M is really overrated. I think A&M.
Yeah, number
They
4
They
is
top
beat
three
y'all.
wild.
They did beat y'all last year.
Yeah, because Calzada like went unconscious.
Yeah, that
The
quarterback
game
was
of his life.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
Good time
I
to
think
have
they
it,
finished
though.
fourth.
Yeah.
I think Ole Miss and LSU finished ahead of A&M.
There you go.
LSU, really?
Yep.
Who do they have?
Brian
They were
Kelly,
like 6-6
as
last
much
year.
as I hate Brian Kelly's a really good coach.
Yeah.
LSU will probably roll like 8-4.
Yeah.
Kind of beat.
My given that I'm a Big 12 boy, my prediction, I think that the Big 12 championship is going to be a rematch. I think it's going to be Oklahoma State and Baylor again. And I hate saying that because I hate when I say good things about Oklahoma State because we always do bad when I say that. But I like the Big 12 is like Texas isn't back. I think Quinn will be good, but I don't think they're going to be up there. OU has lost everybody. TCU hasn't been good in a while.
OU will
Kansas
be a struggle a little bit this year. Venables will get them turned around, but I think it's going to be a struggle.
I think it's going to.
I think Venables gets them bowl eligible, but they're probably like 7-5.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're just gonna lose some games. Just no shit, Ryan. You just said they're
Nice, Ryan.
7-5.
good take from my co-host here.
Skip Bayless level like sentence. Holy shit.
And honestly, like I know it might be kind of weird because usually it doesn't happen, but I don't see. I think that the Big 12 championship is going to be a rematch. I think it's going to be Oklahoma State and Baylor again, and I guess hopefully that Oklahoma State can not throw 4 interceptions this time. But
You're still starting that head ass this year.
I know I'm not a fan of Spencer Sanders, but I also go to the same school as him, so I probably shouldn't talk an awful amount of crap.
He's gonna beat you up.
Yeah, he's gonna find me.
He's
Yeah.
gonna beat Connor.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie.
I haven't eaten lunch yet. I'm hungry.
All right, so we can. Oh yeah, sorry. And a few more college football headlines. So the new Big 12 commissioner has gone on record saying they are open for business as it comes to conference expansion, which basically means, hey, Pac-12, you're going to dissolve, so 6 of y'all come over here.
We have to get Arizona and Arizona State. They don't mind. Suck.
I don't know. They're not. Yeah, but it's like
you're going to take them and you're going to like
yeah,
Arizona State's a hell of a party school.
They need to get Utah in there to be with BYU.
I think we will get Utah. I think we will. I think
that'd be hype.
I think Oregon wants to be a Big 10 team. I think Oregon wants to be in the Big 10.
I think Oregon and Washington go to the Big 10.
Oregon feels like a Big 10 school.
Yeah.
Like it just does. I don't know what it is. Like
I think the Big 12 ends up with the Arizona schools,
Utah.
The death of the Big 12 was vastly overrated, overstated. Colorado coming back.
Do we get Cal?
I don't. The weird thing is that UCLA left the Pac-12 without Cal. Like the UC system schools are like now not going to be in the same conference probably.
Mm. Yeah, I forgot though. Yeah, we're gonna get Utah. I think Cal might say. Yeah, we're gonna get Colorado.
You think Colorado's gonna come back? I think they go try to, or think they also try to go to the Big 10 to be with Nebraska again. Because that was a pretty big rivalry for a while too.
I think they're gonna come back to the Big 12.
They're gonna come back.
Yeah, I think they go to the Big 12.
They left over money, and now Oklahoma, and Texas, which are those root causes of the money issues, are gone.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What do Washington State and Oregon State?
Washington State might be screwed.
They just play each other.
Mountain West
over and over and over and over again.
That I'd watch. No, I just don't think the Big 10 or Big 12 are going to take them.
Yeah, the Big 12 don't. The Big 12 don't want them. Like they just don't. Like,
I think they'd have to join the Mountain West.
Mountain West.
Because those two schools are going to stay D1 FBS. So I think you have to join the Mountain West at that point.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Can you imagine Arizona State joining the Big 12 and then the games between West Virginia and Arizona State? Holy shit show.
Well, some people were saying that like that's why they would separate the Big 12. Had a good idea, or had like separating into pods where it was like a West version and then like a South version where it was like OSU, Houston, and then like an East and like a Southeast.
I'm just saying because they're both like gigantic parties.
Oh yeah,
I was thinking, what about Tech and Arizona State? Like you could make that road trip. I know it'd be a heck of a drive, but it's right there.
It's heck of a drive, but right.
But it's
there,
right there.
You know?
Robbie, you're not. Come on now, what's going on? Robbie's not all there today.
He's hungry, man.
I'm so locked in.
Shout out Gundy. Apparently, he was asked in a press conference why Texas and Oklahoma are allowed in Big 12 business meetings.
Oh, yeah. That was funny. And in NBA news, Deandre Ayton was made an offer by the Pacers, and the Suns have now matched it because obviously they didn't want to let him walk away for nothing. They obviously want to get a trade package back for him. What do y'all make of this Deandre Ayton deal? And especially like the Pacers. I thought that was a surprising destination for him to end up in, but what do y'all think?
I really think the Pacers were just trolling the Suns. Like, just be like I dare you to not match this and lose your former #1 overall pick for literally nothing.
I dare you. Because they played a game today in the summer league, the Suns and the Pacers. Really? So I just think they're just fucking trolling.
That is funny.
I mean, I think like if you're the Pacers, like I think Ayton would be a good pickup for you. Like I think he's someone you could, I don't know if necessarily build around, but like having a solid starting center is a big advantage in today's NBA.
Yeah, Miles Turner is a good center.
Coming off injury, they've been looking to trade him for a while though.
Yeah,
too.
They have. So I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of an interesting
awkward locker room in Phoenix now.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess
you're not a max player. You don't get along with our head coach. But we're still going to bring you back on essentially max money.
And you don't want to play for us anymore.
We couldn't let you go for nothing.
Yep, that is a little strange. As of right now, apparently I've been seeing a lot of things where the New York Knicks are the favorite to land Donovan Mitchell. The Utah Jazz are open to trading Donovan Mitchell, which I guess the Utah is just absolutely blowing it up, which makes sense given they got rid of Gobert. But what do y'all think of the Knicks being the favorite to land Donovan Mitchell?
They're still going to be like an average team in the East. Like,
yeah, not much better.
Like also, like I feel like the Knicks have enough guards. Like, do they really need another guard? I mean, I guess you're probably trading some of them away to get Donovan.
You just got Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson. You got RJ Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kevin Knox still there? I don't know.
That dude hasn't played. I haven't seen that dude in years.
God, the Knicks are so bad.
Julius Randle, but he's obviously not a guard. I mean, you got Randall and now you got, if you're getting Mitchell, I mean, Mitchell and Randall is not a bad duo. It's like
You're still not a top 5 team.
agreed. No, I fully agree, but it's just like
not even close.
Yeah,
You're still a fringe playoff team in the East.
Yeah.
damn, true.
And now the Hawks got good too.
Yeah, Hawks.
The Hawks were like perennial playoff team, but now they're like, okay, now they can actually compete playoff team.
Because that was like the best pickup they could have got was DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte is perfect.
I want to say it was a steal, but they gave up a lot to get him. I think it was just a great trade for both teams.
Yeah, I agree.
I think both teams won that trade.
Speaking of both teams, Keldon Johnson has re-signed with the San Antonio Spurs on a 4-year, $80 million contract, just as an extension. Russell Westbrook has parted with his agent after 10, 15 years, something like that, over oh my God, I can't say it.
Irreconcilable.
Yeah, thank you. Something like that. Irreconcilable differences. And obviously this happened after Russell Westbrook accepted his player option. No surprise there. Obviously the man wanted to get paid before he left, Russell Westbrook. Yeah. I'm not really sure. There's not a lot of details on this. Not really sure what it was about. I guess it was just didn't want to work with each other anymore. So
I think his agent wanted him to leave the Lakers. I don't think Russ wants to.
Yeah. Well, there you go. LeBron plays at the Drew League for the first time since 2011. He played yesterday, had like 42 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Played with DeMar DeRozan.
Imagine being one of those dudes in the Drew League who, like, obviously they're all very good basketball players, right? But like, imagine like, oh, I got like a Drew League game today. Like, I'm a pretty obviously like one of the best basketball players still in the world, and fucking LeBron James rolls up and like
they almost lost.
It was 104. It was 104 to 102. Yeah, it was really close.
LeBron had 42, and like, did you watch them guarding LeBron? Like, they literally just let him drive to the basket every time.
Yeah,
he was on a team with DeRozan. It's not like he had like a couple of bums either.
Yeah,
no,
kind of wild.
Good player, yeah. So since 2011, so that would have been the lockout, right? That he would have played last in the Drew League.
Yeah, that sounds right.
After he got embarrassed by
by the Mavericks.
Well, LeBron is looking good though. He's looking slim, looking in good shape.
Hey, so is Luka Doncic. He's playing for Slovenia. He's looking more in shape and stuff. So
Luka also playing street ball.
Yeah, Luka's playing a lot of street ball.
Paris.
Yeah,
Zion's been playing a lot of street ball too. I feel like every week I see like a picture of Zion with some like kids on a blacktop in New Orleans
doing 360 between the legs, and you're like, how do you
Pelicans
do that?
Are fucking thrilled seeing that.
Yeah, right.
And then the last
the Pelicans are gonna be fun to watch this year.
Yes, they will be, especially with Zion back. I'm interested to see how they do. They're a dark horse. They could be really up there in terms of the standings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
they could be this year's Grizzlies.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And then the last NBA headline I have: Adam Silver talks about frustration with players requesting trades in first year of their contracts. Obviously, this is more in reference to Kevin Durant
at KD.
Yeah. And Adam Silver has talked about setting some rules so players can't. Obviously, you want players to have a certain amount of power, but the fact that you sign 4-year contracts and immediately want it out in the first year is a little. I agree with Adam Silver. I think that needs to be rectified in some way.
I also have a feeling Adam Silver just doesn't particularly like Kevin Durant.
He just doesn't want.
Like I feel like anytime KD does something, like Adam Silver's like, "Yo, KD, can you not like?
Can you like chill? Well, like what's wrong with you?
Chill."
I don't know. I don't really have a problem with it. Like, why not? They should be able to like.
I mean, you signed a 4-year contract. But I don't know.
But like, if you run into a situation like
team, like.
But also, like, if you're Kevin Durant, right? Like, you signed that contract to play with Kyrie Irving, and they want to trade Kyrie, and Kyrie can't freaking stay on the court anyways. So it's like, well, this is not really what I signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's kind of on the Nets for like not being able to reel in Kyrie a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's
how many burner Twitter accounts do you think KD has?
Bro, he's been active on Instagram. Like on his main account, he's talking so much trash like Kendrick Perkins and Draymond. It's like ridiculous. Kendrick Perkins is
Perk kills me.
Perk is that
here, beef
bro.
with KD is just so stupid.
Perk lives like rent free in a lot of dudes' heads.
Dude, Perk's
like,
kind of annoying.
Like
man.
Legitimately rent free.
Bro, and he acknowledges that he was like, as far as NBA players go, mid at best, but still like talks so much shit.
I know.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing was like there was a post or something about like the old Thunder team that went to the final, the 2012-2013 Thunder team went to the finals, and Kendrick Perkins had like a tweet or something. He's like, yeah, it's so much fun, like leading this team or whatever. And KD's like, big man, you averaged 2 and 3. It's just like,
Don't you think he knows that? That's why he fucking tweeted it, man. Like,
just trolling Kevin Durant. That's kind of
and
funny.
KD falls for it, hook, line, and sinker every time. Or when fucking Russ wanted to like fight Skip Bayless. Like the NBA offseason's been great.
So Robbie, obviously you mentioned it earlier. So can you give us the song of the week?
Yeah, so Ryan and I were texting this week. I think we were both going to the gym at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
I get a text out of the blue that says, man, Tide Pin by Smoke Perp and Jack Harlow goes so hard.
I know that song. Yeah, I listened to that.
Yeah.
I knew that like last year.
That's Ryan and I song of the week. Because of Ryan, I listened to Smoke Perp for like an hour.
Smoke.
You're
Perp.
welcome.
It was lovely.
It is a good
song of the week. Go listen to it. It's a good one.
Good song of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our tier list for the week. The Pokemon starters. Unfortunately, we don't know all of these, so we're gonna try our best on this one. I'm gonna the one I do know, Charmander. Where are we putting the big man Charmander?
Dude. So like, are we doing the whole like evolution, or is it just the John that we see on the screen?
Whole evolution.
Yeah, sure. We can
like, because you're not gonna play with the starter though. Like, and like, are we doing it just on like if we like the look of it, or are we doing it on like
It's
actual like
everything,
I'm
bro.
doing a playthrough? Okay, all right.
Like the anime, do you like them in the video game? Do you like them? They're in the trading card game. All things Pokemon, if you will.
Okay.
Charmander, I feel like it's gonna be an S tier.
S tier.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's a homer pick. It is, everyone would say that, but it just kind of is what it is.
It's everyone's favorite starter, probably. I feel like for the most part.
Yep.
It's one of them. Mine. It's definitely up there though.
Squirtle.
Right.
A tier. I love Squirtle.
Squirtle's kind of lit. I like water type.
Squirtle's A plus.
I'd get Squirtle A plus.
I forgot there's an A.
I got the sunglasses Squirtle in Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Like the anime, and that goes fucking hard.
That goes.
I have my perfect IV sunglasses Squirtle. Actually, he's a Blastoise now, but.
Blastoise.
And then finishing off the first generation Bulbasaur.
I would say A to B.
Yep, I would agree.
Venusaur kind of goes. Venusaur's kind of nuts.
Hard.
Yeah, Venusaur. Yeah, he's really good. Put him in A. All right. I recognize.
You can start with Cyndaquil.
All right, thank you. Which one is that?
This man, not casual.
Cyndaquil's the one with like the exploding tail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He goes into Quilava and Typhlosion.
Damn, these guys know their Pokemon.
We're so
weird.
All right, where are we putting Cyndaquil?
I put him in like A tier. I like Cyndaquil.
Probably A tier. Yeah,
right.
I like Cyndaquil better than Typhlosion, actually, if I'm being completely honest. Typhlosion
that's fair.
Mid in terms of like fully evolved.
Damn. Robbie, you want to announce the next one?
Yeah, next up we'll have Totodile.
Totodile goes fucking hard.
Totodile
is one of my favorite.
Is Totodile the one?
Sick.
Oh, Totodile. Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. That's a water type, right? The one that looks like a Okay.
I'd put him in A plus tier with Squirtle.
Really? I remember having him, and I didn't think he was that good.
I don't think he's really that good, but he's kind of cool. I like him.
All right, Ryan, what are you thinking?
A tier.
I'll put him in A.
That's fine with me.
Robbie, next one.
Next up is Bayleaf.
Bayleaf, help me. Which one is that?
I don't.
It's actually Chikorita. It comes leaf.
Sorry,
there's
Bayleaf
is coming out of their head. It's between oh my god, Bulbasaur and Torchic.
It's got one big leaf coming out of its head, not the one with two.
Okay, yeah, I see. I got you. That's what I assumed. All right, where are we going?
It's Chikorita.
Chikorita, sorry. Bayleaf is the evolution. But
gotcha.
And Mayleaf is the second evolution, and Meganium is the final.
Yeah. Also, just mid Pokemon.
Kind of mid. Yeah, definitely a tier below Cyndaquil.
I'd say B or C.
I'm gonna put it in C tier just cause.
Yeah, make it weird, you know?
Okay, yeah, get something down there.
I know a few of the other ones. I know Piplup. Piplup kind of.
So we'll keep going. We can keep going in order of generation if you would like.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So next up we got Torchic.
Okay, yeah.
First of the third generation
hard.
Starters.
Blaziken is one of my favorites.
Blaziken is sick.
I'm kind of a Blaziken homer. I would A plus personally.
We can put him an S tier for you.
Oh.
There he goes. He's up there.
Because I'm gonna want this next one in S tier as well. It's my personal my personal favorite starter, Mudkip. and
Mudkip
Swampert.
looking ass.
I love Mudkip.
The
One's
third
my
gen starters are some, I think, the best.
Yes,
honestly.
I agree.
Which one is Mudkip?
I'm a big Mud.
He's got the orange
blue
cheeks
guy with the
little
orange cheeks.
I see.
fin.
I would put him in S tier.
All right, he's
That's
up.
my
He's up
favorite.
there.
My favorite
His
starter.
full evolution of Swampert was the water
Goes
ground
so
type.
hard. Goes so hard.
Pretty good.
All right, he is up there. Announce the next one, please. The grass type.
We got
Or no, excuse me. the fire type.
Trico.
Which also is probably the best grass type we've seen because it goes into Grovile, right? And Skeptile.
Sceptile is the full evolution. Yes.
Yeah,
Which one is
Sceptile's
Trico?
sick. Far right, first row.
He's got a red belly standing up.
Yeah, same. Where are we
Green
putting
guy.
him?
At
I'd
least
probably want
A.
to put him in A tier.
Yeah.
I'd put him in A
Third
tier.
gen was great.
Put him in A tier. All right, where are we going next?
Next up, we'll go the fire type in Gen 4, which is Charmander. Or not Charmander. Ooh, Chimchar.
Chimchar?
Sorry.
I know that one. I know those. I know Chimchar.
I'm also very.
I like Chimchar. It's like Infernape
Big,
is the...
big Infernape guy.
Infernape is kind
I
of lit.
love like Infernape and Blaziken, man. Like
Yeah.
the
back-to-back
anime
firefighting starters.
The anime episodes of Infernape.
Yeah,
were some of his
Infernape's kinda
big
nuts.
fights versus like Luxray, and then he had another big one. I was trying to remember what it
We're
was.
big fire type starter guys, apparently.
Even though I think one of my first playthrough, I picked Piplup and Empoleon from when I first played.
Bro, he was
So,
the third evolution of Piplup went hard.
yeah,
I always pick Turtwig.
Turtwig nerd.
or Terra.
We putting Chimchar in top S tier.
Yeah.
I was gonna say A plus tier, just so Squirtle's not completely alone. I think Torchic is better than Chimchar, and we can't have two firefightings in S tier.
This is fair.
All right, so next one.
Infernape is actually like a cheat code in the game, though. He's
Yeah,
really
he is.
overpowered.
We can do Piplup next.
My
Piplup?
boy. He feels like an A plus.
Empoleon is sick.
Empoleon is really
I love
cool.
the design of him.
Water steel type.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Real bulky.
I'd put him
Cool
in
with
like
A plus tier.
A plus. Next one.
Turtwig.
Turtwig. See him. Torterra is kind of nuts, isn't he? I remember him being
Torterra's
really
sick.
good.
I always
He's
yeah,
huge.
and it helps you out too because he's a ground type as well, so you can deal with fire types.
Yeah. What are we thinking for?
I'd put him in an A tier. I think he's a
Alright.
very solid grass starter. We'll put him in B because no one's in B yet. You know,
That's fair.
I think Trico and Venus or Bulbasaur are both better too.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I think that's fair.
All right, we'll put him there. What's the next one?
Those would be the Snivy, Oshawott,
Yeah,
and
I know those.
Tepig.
Which one is
Yeah.
the Tepig? The one that
Gen
looks like a
5.
pig.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
Goes
good
into-
call, Connor.
They're all the ones that like
Empoleon?
are together.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's the other.
I've
game
never
I
done a
played.
full playthrough of Gen 5.
It's
Tepig,
the-
Pignite, and Embor are the
Yeah, he's the best one. The other two are kind of mid, honestly, as starters. They're not great. I didn't feel like they were. I feel like I've played with all of them.
Snivy goes into Superior, and Oshawott goes into
Samurott.
Samurott. That's right. Both kind of mid. I
that's
think
not
Samurott's
true.
probably one of the worst water type starters. we
Yeah, it's
have.
not really good.
I like
They
Snivy
put-
over Oshawott.
Agreed.
Maybe put Oshawott down there in C tier.
I'm gonna put him in D tier, bro. He goes in D
Damn.
tier.
No, those are for the new gen.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the ones that we don't know.
Snivy
Immediately.
in B tier,
Yeah.
and then Embor in A.
A. Yeah, no higher than A.
I would
Alright.
put
Yeah, none of those I
Fuck
thought were great.
no.
Yeah, now we're launching him in top of B. There he goes. He's in B tier now.
Alright.
What? All right. Do you guys know the next ones?
I think isn't it
Rowlet?
Litton, Rowlet, and Popolo?
Is that Gen 6?
The seal looking guy? Or no, wait, one is I don't know.
Should we just
I
throw
can tell
the-
you which ones go together, I think, but I don't know which
Yeah, I know which ones go
are-
together.
you can kind of tell by the designs. Yeah, we could just throw them all in D tier. E tier. They're mid.
Incineroar, which is Litton's full evolution, is pretty sick.
I like
Um,
Decidueye too, who's Rowlet's full.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Decidueye is pretty cool.
and then the water type for that is that's Froakie? That's
Oh, Greninja.
Greninja. Yeah.
Greninja's sick too. The full evolutions on all of those are pretty.
I got them all in the list. I don't know if they're in the right order, but they're all on the list.
Let's
Alright.
go.
All All right, so I think that is it for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
We have to rank them within,
Yeah,
Connor.
Oh my god, I don't know. My bad.
Well, we'll rank the S tier ones.
There's only 3 in S tier. Yeah, it's usually the most, but I also just launched a few of the ones I didn't know in B tier. So,
let's rank our top 3 that we got there. Actually, they probably go in the order that I have them on.
we can do S and A plus just together. So like we have Charmander. What's the bird looking one? Torchic, and then the one with orange cheeks.
Mudkip.
Yeah, those are the S tier ones. So where are we thinking?
And then A plus we have Squirtle,
Chimchar, and Piplup. So what are we thinking?
S tier, like I have it in order: Charmander, Torchic, Mudkip, which is exactly the order I'd probably put it in.
Yeah, and then we got an A plus Squirtle, Chimchar, and Piplup. So where are we thinking there?
Chimchar over Squirtle.
I'd go
personally.
Chimchar, Squirtle, Piplup.
I would agree with that. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our episode for the week. If you guys have anything else that you would like to say it now.
Or forever hold our peace.
Or forever hold your peace.
Gamble responsibly, even though I can't gamble.
Sad. That's sad, Rob. How are you going to cope?
Probably with more money.
Yeah. With my bank account looking a little better. No, I did the math. I'm pretty sure I came out positive. So go me.
Wild.
That's actually
crazy,
nuts.
Crazy shenanigans.
Yep. All right, Ryan, you want to sign us out?
Fans, friends, family, thank you for listening in to this week's podcast episode of the Bros in the Berg. Wherever you're listening, if you're watching us on YouTube or listening on Spotify or wherever else you get your podcast, we appreciate you and we hope to see you when we release next week's podcast. For Ryan, Robbie, and Connor, it's been the Bros in the Berg. We'll see you next week.
Say it now, Robbie.
Please gamble responsibly.